Crowded Stanford Stadium, the Miami Dolphins were poised to close out their 1984 season as winners. But seldom did the Dolphins display the style that brought them to the summit of professional football. Dan Johnson's first quarter touchdown earned the Dolphins a short-lived lead. But as the fog-lit afternoon wore on, they no longer looked like the same team that ran and passed its way to an unprecedented fifth AFC championship. While the conclusion of the Dolphins' 19th NFL season lacked a storybook ending, the chapters leading up to it were filled with the stuff of legend, and Miami fans eagerly awaited every turn of the page. This was a team filled with young players that moved the ball like no other before it. A team that shook the league's proudest defenses with its high-tech, fast-break offense. A team that broke every significant passing and receiving record. 1984 was a wild ride for these Miami Dolphins, who established themselves as movers, shakers, and record breakers, with a future as bright as their past. Fates are hardly set on opening day, but directions are taken and courses are set. In Washington, Don Shula's Dolphins won with a well-rounded team effort. Everyone got in the act and took dead aim at the defending NFC champion Redskins. William Judson joined Killaby's Lyle Blackwood, Mark Brown, Charles Bowser, and rookie Jay Brophy to spearhead a defense that forced 3 Redskin turnovers and set the stage for quarterback Dan Marino's spectacular season debut. 5 touchdown passes that included a pair to Jim Jensen and 2 more to Mark Duper, number 85.
He will fire it down the far side. Caught by Duper at the 50, down to the 40. He may go. 25, 20. Duper scores.
The one thing that I've been able to experience while I was here is that over the past 11 years, regardless of what talent we had, Coach Shula found a way to bring the most out of everybody and to utilize our offense and defense to that talent.
Miami's offense was in perpetual motion in St. Louis, where Mark Clayton caught 5 passes for 143 yards, and running back Tony Nathan, number 22, caught 1 of 3 Marino scoring tosses, as the Dolphins rang up 36 points for their 5th straight. The next week in Pittsburgh, tight end Joe Rose caught his 2nd touchdown pass of the campaign to help hand the Steelers their most decisive loss in the history of Three Rivers Stadium. The streak reached 7 when rookie running back Joe Carter, number 23, ran for over 100 yards and a touchdown in a 28-10 win over the Oilers. In New England, the Dolphins completed a season sweep of the Patriots with a combination of thunder and lightning. Lightning in the form of Mark Clayton on a double reverse, and thunder in the form of powerful Pete Johnson, who scored 2 touchdowns in the 44-24 Miami win. Win number 9 came at the expense of the Buffalo Bills when Miami rolled up 38 points, and the day's longest scoring play came when Dan Marino teamed with Mark Clayton again, this time for 65 yards. Early in the season, fullback Woody Bennett replaced the injured Andre Franklin and became the team's leading rusher. His touchdown helped beat the New York Jets 31-7 for Miami's 10th straight. Another sub who made major contributions was defensive back Paul Langford, number 44, whose interception helped fuel a Dolphin comeback against Philadelphia.
Snap. McFadden.
But it was Doug Better's block of an extra point that preserved the 1-point win. The Dolphins were winners for the 11th straight week, the longest winning streak in the NFL in 12 years. and no group was more responsible for the Dolphins' success than the offensive line. The unit is anchored by consensus All-Pro center Dwight Stevenson, number 57, voted by his peers as the finest offensive lineman in the game today. Another key to the progress of Coach John Sandusky's unit was the play of Roy Foster and Cleveland Green. Both were outstanding in the absence of Eric Laxo and Bob Kuchenberg. Veterans John Giesler and Ed Newman, number 64, continued their level of all-pro caliber play. And along with reserves Jeff Taves, Ronnie Lee, and Steve Clark, this group had all the bases covered and protected Dan Marino with a passion, allowing just 14 sacks all season, fewest in the NFL. Just as Sowell was overlooked by every other NFL team, the Dolphins' defense was overshadowed by their offensive counterparts. But during the Dolphins' win streak, this defense allowed fewer points than all but one other team, despite injuries to 5 key performers. In 1985, defensive coach Chuck Studley will have an impressive nucleus to work with. From William Judson, Mike Kozlowski, and the Blackwood brothers, Glenn and Lyle, number 42. To veteran down lineman Kim Bocamper, number 58. Doug Betters and Bob Baumhauer. Standout reserves Bill Barnett, number 70. And from out of nowhere, Mike Charles. Bob Matheson's linebacking corps included Charles Bowser, number 56, and the team leader in tackles, Mark Brown, number 51. Rodell Thomas, A.J. Dewey, and rookie Jay Brophy, number 53, add depth to the defense. While Bob Brudzinski, number 59, has been the Dolphins' most consistent linebacker. Brudzinski plays with an uncanny anticipation that gets formidable results. This is a defense that plays its best when it plays as a team and can only improve in 1985. On November 18th, the Dolphins were prepared to extend their win string to 12 against the Chargers in San Diego. Fulton Walker, number 41, pointed the Dolphins in the right direction when he returned the opening kickoff 41 yards. But finally, this seemingly invincible team proved they were human after all. Victims of their own turnovers, the Dolphins' streak came to an end in overtime. The next week in New York, Miami clinched the AFC East title when Bruce Hardy caught Dan Marino's NFL record-tying 36th touchdown pass of the year. Thanks in part to the guidance of backup Don Strock, Dan Marino has matured. And Strock's advice paid off against the Raiders when Marino made history.
Marino, wide open field, throws for a touchdown, and there's the record. Number 37 on the season breaks the all-time NFL record. Marino will get the football.
Marino went on to throw for a team record 470 yards and 3 more touchdowns. Yet 34 points was not enough. It was only Miami's second loss of the season, but they needed to regain their intensity and build their momentum for the playoffs. The Dolphins' comeback capability was tested in Indianapolis. Down by 10 at the half, they stormed back behind tight end Dan Johnson and struck for 4 second-half touchdowns. The final one to Mark Clayton in the 35-17 win. Prior to the season finale against the Dallas Cowboys, the veteran members of the Dolphin defense called a team meeting to search for the reason the Killer Bees had lost their sting. Don Shula watched the results of that meeting when Miami's recharged defenders shut out the Cowboys for close to 3 quarters. But this night belonged to a wide receiver who wears number 83. With 15 touchdowns going into the game, Mark Clayton was 3 touchdown catches short of breaking the all-time NFL record for a season. Clayton's assault on the record began midway through the second period and didn't end until the final gun sounded.
Cowboys show blitz. Here is Marino. Quick drop, throws for the sideline. Caught. This may go. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Miami. Mark Clayton gets a tie for the record with his 17th touchdown reception of the season.
While most attention was directed at Clayton, the Cowboys quietly snuck up and tied the game when a deflected pass landed in the hands of Tony Hill.
He fires the ball, it's tipped in the air, and it's caught off a deflection. This may go for a touchdown. The ball was tipped in the air and caught off the deflection by Hill.
Yeah, that was a freak. I don't know what Hill was doing over there in the first place.
The Dallas touchdown would test the Dolphins' 2-minute offense. But all they needed was a few seconds.
Hurry up offense. Short side of 21. Marino back to throw. He sets. Fires the middle. Clayton's got it. 50, 45. He may go. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Miami. That's 18 touchdown receptions in a season. He is the all-time record holder. I've been waiting all year for this. Give Marino the ball with under 2 minutes to go, and let's see if he can win one that way. Now he's done it all.
Team owner Joe Robbie took particular satisfaction in the win. Since the league merger in 1970, the Miami Dolphins have become pro football's winningest team. Indeed, the Dolphins' future has never looked brighter, and the team's destiny may well be determined by a man who has cast a giant shadow in Miami. He is Dan Marino, the season's hottest headline. No quarterback in history has accomplished so much so quickly.
I had Unitas at Baltimore, and we had a style. I had Greasy in Miami, and we had a style. I had Woodley in Miami, and we had a style. Now we have Marino, and we have another style. So what I try to do is suit the personnel to the type of ability that they have and incorporate that into our style. And with Marino, he's attack. He's turn it loose. Marino's greatest asset as a quarterback is that he has great field presence. He sees the entire field. He has this tremendous strong arm. He's a lot like Bonacani was as a linebacker. It didn't take long for the thought to go from the mind to the feet. With Marino, it doesn't take long for the thought to go from the mind to the arm to the feet, whatever it takes to evade the rush and let go of the football.
Shula is one of the game's great teachers, and he couldn't ask for a better student.
Well, I guess it's just how you feel comfortable in throwing. Actually, I used to be a lot quicker when I was younger because I was more disciplined. Now I just throw it the way it comes natural to me.
The bottom line, Marino became the first in NFL history to throw for more than 5,000 yards, and his 48 touchdown passes shattered the old mark of 36.
Now, I'm not the type of person who's going to stand there and tell you how good I am. I think I'm confident in what I do as a player. As a quarterback, you have to have confidence in yourself that you can do the job and that everybody around you can help you do your job.
The men around Marino include 2 magic marks, Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, who play far bigger than they look. Even in the oversized NFL, these 2 prove that good things come in small packages. The torrid trio of Marino, Duper, and Clayton is doing to NFL defenses what test pilots with the right stuff do to the ozone. They are a unique pair of big play possession receivers that can turn short passes into long gains with a combination of hands, speed, and toughness. Coached by Dave Shula, Duper and Clayton performed no small miracle as they became the first teammates to catch passes for more than 1,300 yards apiece in a single season. This undersized strike force benefits from the presence of Nat Moore, number 89, the Dolphins' all-time receiving leader. In 1984, Miami's Little Giants confirmed that there is room at the top for small guys with tall talent. The Dolphins earned the home field advantage in the playoffs. And on December 29th, they had a score to settle with the Seattle Seahawks. The year before, Seattle had stunned the Dolphins in the AFC semifinals.
I think for most of the guys that were here for that loss and last year, they remember it very vividly, and they're not going to let it happen again.
No one could predict how the Dolphin defense would perform against the Seahawks, the same team that gained over 200 rushing yards the week before in a wild card win over the Raiders. The answer came early, when Miami stopped Seattle cold on their first two possessions. And throughout the game, the Dolphins stuffed Seahawk runners and held them to just 51 yards. Meanwhile, Tony Nathan and Miami's offense just plain overwhelmed the visitors from the Pacific Northwest.
Nathan gets jammed up, cuts it back to his right, down to the 10, down to the 5. He scores!
Dan Marino performed with the customary aplomb that made him Mr. September, Mr. January, and Mr. Everything in between.
The pass, the middle, open, Cephalo!
3 of his rainbows were worth a pot of gold as the Dolphins turned a precarious 14-10 margin into an insurmountable 21-point lead.
Back to throw, Marino. Here's a deep pattern down the far corner. It is tipped. Caught! Touchdown! Great reception by Mark Clayton. Holy Toledo, what a grab! That ball was tipped by Clayton on the defensive back. Clayton kept his concentration, waited for it to come down, grabbed it on the sideline of the end zone, kept both feet in bounds, and held onto the football, showing what a great receiver he has turned into.
The Dolphins' 31-10 win helped erase the bitter memory of last year's loss when their season came to an abrupt end. This year, the win earned them an appearance in the AFC Championship game. Don Shula's Dolphins had never lost a conference title game, and they weren't about to lose this one, a showdown with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, let's come with it. We're going wedge on the ball.
Right,
And then we go to work on offense, defense all day long. Let's beat them every play. Let's go. Come on! You gotta get the pressure, man. We ain't got no pressure on them yet. Go, Bobby. Come on, come on. Do, Dougie.
Assistant coaches Tom Keene and Mike Scarry prepared their forces well. Their defense held Pittsburgh in check when it had to and melted the men of steel. Then it was a quick strike Dan Marino assault that tightened the Miami vice on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He drops quickly to throw, looks right across the middle. He's got Clayton open. 10, 5, touchdown Dolphins.
It wasn't until late in the second period that the Dolphins hit full stride, when Mark Duper stepped out and ran under 5 Marino passes.
2nd and 5 from the 41. Again out of the shotgun. Marino, deep drop, throwing deep upfield down the near side. Man open. Touchdown for the Dolphins.
Dan Marino threw for 429 yards and 4 touchdowns. And offensive backfield coach Carl Tassif's running game complemented the passing attack, as both Woody Bennett and Tony Nathan scored touchdowns. The Dolphins struck with a force that rocked the Orange Bowl. Not since 1963 has a team scored as many points in conference championship play. Miami scored touchdowns on 5 straight possessions, and 14-10 Steelers became 45-28 Dolphins. And Miami became the first team ever to win 5 AFC titles. It was a game to remember, a showcase for the 1984 Dolphins, who set new standards of excellence as the most prolific passing team in NFL history. Not a passing fancy. This team has only begun to establish itself as movers, shakers, and record breakers.